Hello, this is not a spring chick, and I have to tell you that, the president, well, let's just say, he's so used to reading the teleprompter that when the reporters go, oh, wait a minute, they asked the questions that were on, the pre-approved questions that were on the teleprompter, they had a follow-up question, which is not on the teleprompter, which, of course, hurt the president, which he did tell the reporter. Well, for now, we're going to bring up, I know, he believed that. Well, you do know he reads off of the teleprompter. You didn't realize that it was all quite so staged, though, did you? Well, for now, we're going to bring Oldecam on with comments on the headlines of today. Oh, camera problems.
Oh, yeah, we just lost a half hour of our work we just done, folks, so because our best work we just did all of a sudden had a data error.
But the best news is, at least we only lost half an hour. Yeah. Better yet than filming for a whole day.
Yeah, but half an hour when we only had 3 hours a day to work, and that half hour took us 2 hours to do.
I know. And Obama expected to easily win the 2012 election.
Well, that's because they said that even though only 27% of the people want the president to run for the second term, they said that the Republican candidates are so right-wing and so blah, that they make a limp noodle look exciting, that he cannot possibly lose to any of them. The problem is that Barack Obama was the anything but George Bush president, and now they want George Bush, they would rather have as president than Barack Obama, because the unemployment rate has not went down. Only thing that has happened is the fact that people are not looking for jobs anymore. Unemployment rate is hovering around 19%. The stimulus didn't work, and the debt is growing. So, but I think maybe bland is what they want, because like we're talking before, that Calvin Coolidge was the most bland president in our nation's history, and the country was rolling after World War I under Coolidge, because what did Calvin Coolidge do? He did nothing. Congress did nothing. They let the country run itself. The country basically, the roaring 20s when everything was going great and everybody was making money. So that was the result of letting the country run itself.
And 57% of the people demand that the rich pay more taxes.
Oh, I like that. Here's a good one. They said 47% of the people pay no taxes. So that means the Democrats, the left wing of the Democratic Party is 27%. So you figure you got the 47% that pay no taxes, and 10% of the left that believe that the government, everybody should pay taxes on, the rich should have everything taken, which means 17% of those people don't believe that you should have. Oh, as they said, I heard Obama. He said, I got to looking at what I make and how much taxes I have to pay. He said, well, if I looked at that instead of being the president of the United States, I'd say I'm paying too much money in taxes. The man, a half-assed wit, says when he gets off of the teleprompter, if I looked at my tax bill, I'd say I was paying too much taxes now, and I don't need my taxes raised. And then he said, but I'm the president of the United States, and I know the only way to save this nation from the evils of the Republicans is to raise your taxes on those people making more than $250,000 a year, which is every small business in the country, folks. I can guarantee you, not a string chick's family had income on their grocery stores of more than $250 a year. My father's construction business had more than $250 a year, but we weren't making money because it was basically on the next house and stuff. You use it for inventory, you use it to stockpile stuff. And we didn't have the deductions when we were building homes that they did now. Oh. So my father was paying like 65% taxes on everything we were doing.
Ouch.
Yeah.
And Obama may sustain stimulus to avoid cold turkey and to aid.
Well, the problem is that we haven't been spending enough money. If we continue to spend money, more people will have their jobs saved, or our new people hired. There's no new people being hired other than government workers, folks. He said that the one thing that Democrats agree on with Republicans, hell will freeze over before he gets more stimulus money. So that's dead. They're going to go cold turkey. But he does have about $400 billion left to play with, though.
Stocks down as U.S. credit outlook cut on deficit concerns.
Well, actually, they went up by 20% because of the fact that the Marls forecast are going to show record income taken in by virtually every major corporation in the United States. record income by oil companies, record income by clothes manufacturers, record income by cotton producers, record income by food manufacturers, record income by farmers.
Amazing.
Only problem is, it's not record. It's record income. It's not record profits. We have a 10%. We have a 10% inflation rate. That is why they got record income on less sales. The president says under his form we have 2.7%. But if you use the rate of inflation rate, how they figured it before Obama became president, was basically you don't count food, you don't count gas, you don't count clothes. You don't count this, you don't count that. And because you've lost your damn house, you basically have no inflation.
Oh.
Yeah.
And stocks down as U.S. credit outlook cut on deficit concerns.
Well, I know she like that when she said it again. That's how you know it's live, folks.
I know.
She likes to, she repeats the same thing coming off the news.
Well, because the wind-stoked wildfires threaten Texas communities.
I know. As we were talking about when we did it the first time that we lost, the place is bloody soaked in water. The reason why the grass is so high is because of all the rain and the flooding. It tends to be green, not dry. So why is it burning where it's green and not dry? I don't understand that. Generally, green stuff doesn't burn, but maybe in Texas it does.
Well, the LA Times wins Pulitzer for exposing politicians' big salaries. Does that ring a bell?
Yeah, because it's all about Bell. They'd expose nothing. Everybody in the whole state knew what was going on in Bell. I'll give you the defense by the Bell people. We did nothing illegal. We did it at council meetings. It is not our fault if the people did not show up to council meetings. The council meetings were posted. It is not our fault that the people in our city are ignorant because they're products of the Democratic Party's educational system. They can't read.
I mean, they did it in open public council meetings.
They did it in open council meetings, and they did post it. But there are two things about the area of Bell. One, it's very highly Latino. Two, it is very highly uninvited guest. Uninvited guests don't like to go to council meetings.
Well, they're not supposed to vote anyway.
Well, no. Under Obama, it doesn't make any difference. If you were born in Kenya, you could become president of the United States under the Obama presidency. Oh, I guess he did become president, didn't he?
And no nuclear risk to North Pacific fish.
Well, yeah, because the problem is the stuff is basically, it's staying off of Japan. It's not really going, by the time it gets across the ocean, it is so slight there. I mean, there's going to be some radiation, but, I mean, I wouldn't eat anything from Japan ever again, but, I mean, I'm looking at 20, 30 years before you would eat anything coming out. I would not eat anything out of Japan. We got to go to Japan for Creek this year. It bothers me.
Well, what about Kobe beef?
You don't eat any of that stuff in Japan. No, I mean, only a fool would eat any meat or drink any. That's not a problem. You got to drink something and eat something over there.
Bottled water.
Bottled water coming in from out of the country. I mean, you're really going to have to drink nothing but bottled water.
They treat it like Mexico.
And probably go to McDonald's to eat because they'll bring, everybody knows how McDonald's does how McDonald's makes a burger. This is a cow. This cow weighs about maybe 5 ounces. That's 1 billion hamburgers.
God, you're bad.
I know. I heard that one on the Tonight Show. They said somebody cut that T-bone over because McDonald's needs another 1 billion hamburgers. So.
No nuclear risk to North Pacific fish.
Like I said, she really.
Oh, that's right, we did.
Okay, she likes it
so much
because, folks, we actually did this once.
I know, that's why it's like...
That's why the problem, she sticks in things in her head that we've already done. This is not easy to do live twice.
And a 16-year-old girl survives a 220-foot fall from the Golden Gate Bridge.
Yeah, basically they're going to charge her with a crime.
For what?
Well, because it's illegal to fall off the Golden Gate Bridge. Okay, there's only one way you can fall off the bridge, and that's to get on the wrong side of the cabling. And you know what's funny about this? I don't remember most of these questions from the first time we did it. I do not remember the first time it was done.
FAA gets hard.
I think
we were in the twilight zone.
Yeah. We knew it was going to have to be done again.
FAA gives tired controllers an extra hour hour to rest.
This one I do remember. Okay, this is what I was playing with. Okay, we're going to have, you know, flip-flop Obama and BS the Bull. BS the Bull. What do we do about the air traffic controllers that are sleeping on a job? Well, I think it's a good time to use this problem to hire more union workers. You mean you're going to use the possible death of people to hire more union workers? Union workers support me for the presidency of the United States, and they have hundreds of millions of dollars to give them a campaign fund. But isn't that wrong to put people's life at risk for your political campaign? You're not a politician, are you, BS? They said, yes, but won't it take at least 3 or 4 years to train the 10 to 20,000 traffic controllers you're going to buy? Who cares? I will be president by that time.
And Duke Lacrosse rape accuser indicted on murder charge.
Yeah. The woman that had been charged with perjury before she went and told people that the lacrosse players had raped her, and whose word was had no validity whatsoever, you know, has now been charged with murder because she stabbed her boyfriend. You know, like it wasn't like she didn't have a criminal past to begin with. So.
And a Monty Bubbleism from the Mark Twain of the Animal Kingdom.
Listen to everything I say because they would not tell you anything that is not the truth.